The one mistake, I think, well, the many mistakes that Wisconsin has made here is you're supposed to separate your position groups. You're not supposed to let them all be together. And I realize I don't know exactly at what point somebody may have picked up this virus, but they've got serious problems. And this was a team that looked like a legitimate contender, not a serious contender, but maybe an outside contender to Ohio State. And it would be very difficult to get by. I mean, I know Ohio State won the national championship 5 years ago or 6 years ago with the third-string quarterback, but Wisconsin doesn't have that type of arsenal.
Paul, the Wisconsin could be down obviously to their fourth quarterback and Mertz the backup, and so when you look at the situation now, could this game against Nebraska get postponed or canceled all?
No. The only way you will cancel a game in college football is if you are below, it may vary league to league, but it's usually about 53 scholarship players, I think 7 offensive linemen. So losing your quarterback, I mean, somebody can always play quarterback, so I don't think that's going to be enough. And as Zubin so correctly told us, and clearly, Key, you were not listening, you were patting yourself on the back for willing the Dodgers to its first national title in most people's lives, not mine, but most. There's no bye week, so if you cancel a game, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face, or in your case, that would be an improvement.
Okay. Whoa. See. Okay, now you're getting ready to get torched in a minute.
Paul, come out swinging, Paul.
You're now backing me up into a corner, and I might just come out swinging on you. So you better leave me alone right about now. Paul, you on a roll today. All right, I got you.
Keep it coming, Paul.
So let me ask you, Ohio State played this past weekend, and Justin Fields was just marvel, right? What did you make of his performance?
Well, Key, it's what we thought. This is, for those who don't follow this as closely as some of us, remember Justin Fields started his career at Georgia, didn't get enough playing time, and he bailed out, and he nearly led the Buckeyes to a national championship game appearance last year. Came up just short against the Clemson Tigers, and he doesn't look like he's missed anything. He's as good as he was. He's a legitimate Heisman candidate, and I know Ohio State plays in the biggest game of the weekend at State College this weekend, but if they can get past there, they are really looking strong to make it back to the playoffs. And you know, he's not the only reason, but he certainly is one of the most important reasons.
Paul, outside of Ohio State, who else in the Big Ten has impressed you thus far?
Well, Wisconsin. Jay, I mean, they looked really good. Michigan looked unusually good. You know, we all like to poke fun at Jim Harbaugh, nobody more than me, but you know, they went into Minnesota the other night and were dominating, and that surprised me. So yeah, the most amazing game was Indiana beating Penn State. Penn State was a legitimate team, and you know, unfortunately James Franklin mismanaged the clock down the stretch. Indiana got the 2-point conversion. They could have gone for the tie. They went for the win, and it was just an amazing victory. But I think it's all about Ohio State, Jay. I really don't think there's going to be another contender out of there.
That may be true. Lane Kiffin of Ole Miss was fined $25,000 for a retweet criticizing the SEC officials, Paul, on Monday, but the SEC admitted that they got that particular call wrong, and they didn't necessarily review it the way that they should have, which was very carefully. They didn't do it that way. Why?
I don't know. This is the third or fourth time this has happened, Key, and you know, Auburn won a game against Arkansas that should have gone the other way. The whistle blew. They didn't review it. And in this case, it was a clear case of having to review it. And had they reviewed it, according to what Lane said, Ole Miss would have gotten a touchdown. It wouldn't have guaranteed them a win, but probably would have. And it's really too bad. I just wish leagues, regardless whether the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, when they make a mistake, just say you made a mistake and blew it. I mean, the NFL has been pretty good about that. Other leagues have been pretty good about that. Just tell the people you got it wrong. That way, the next time it comes up, you'll have more credibility. But for whatever reason, all leagues just want to hide behind these cryptic announcements, and they still find the guy. I mean, Lane Kiffin was telling the truth. He wasn't making anything up. He told the truth, and not that the $25,000 is going to derail his career. I mean, he's making $4 million a year. I mean, guys like Zubin and I, we're not former athletes. $25,000 would bankrupt us. Jay and Key, that's tip money at a local bar. But it's the wrong message is sent here. Let somebody, if you're wrong, what's wrong with speaking out?
Talking about message, what was the message that Coach Jeremy Pruitt sent to the Tennessee Vols faithful by saying that after getting beat down 48-17, that the gap is closing with Alabama talent-wise? What do you make of that?
Yeah, I don't have great eyesight, obviously. I'm wearing glasses.
Well, that would be
here,
correct.
But I would strongly recommend Coach Pruitt going to see an eye doctor this morning at his earliest convenience, because he clearly didn't see the game the way I saw it. What he's trying to say is, I coached for Alabama 3 years ago. I'm now the head coach at Tennessee. But you know what? The results are the same. And Key, you've been around programs that are and football teams that are trying to get better, and you hear that nonsense from coaches that the gap's closing, although the scoreboard doesn't show it. The scoreboard is the only thing that matters. I have yet to see a lot of closing. I mean, Tennessee led Georgia at halftime, got blown out in the second half. Kentucky beat them. Kentucky, a team that has already lost to Ole Miss and Missouri. You don't see them in the college football playoff race. Kentucky beat this team 34-7 at Neyland Stadium. And now Jeremy loses by 31, and he's trying to convince people that the gap is closing. The gap hasn't closed one bit.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.